Hey guys, I am revisiting drawing a older character. Actually, for those of you who don't know, I don't really mention this on my YouTube channel that much anymore because I've never really mentioned it at all, to be honest. I think I did a while ago, but I haven't really. But that was like years ago, and I probably showed a sketchbook. I don't remember if I did or didn't, but I pretty sure I threw out that sketchbook because it was super old and I used Sharpie to draw before and it all got ruined by the sun. But anyways, my first ever anime that I ever watched was Fullmetal Alchemist, so I thought I would revisit that and redraw Edward Elric from it, which is the main character. I also have an Alphonse drawing, but I am still waiting to color him in and do the actual video process, so that might take a while. I'm not really good at drawing mechanical parts, so that's just something that I'm going to have to kind of learn. His arm turned out pretty good, I have to say, for someone who hasn't drawn like these mechanical um robot arm structures usually in my drawings. I've been moving more towards My Hero Academia and Genshin Impact and all those characters, so I really just been focused on like regular looking people for the most part. Um, but yeah, so the only thing is like I draw characters with more elaborate costumes and like clothing, so Edward Elric has more of a, I don't know, a more simplistic costume than most characters do that I normally draw, so it was kind of a nice break from all of the Genshin Impact that I've been drawing recently, just because there's so much detail with those, and honestly, my mind gets a bit like flustered every time I try to like draw something that has that much detail, and I like just need to take a step back from that for a while. But yeah, so cause it's New Year's, I thought I would do this video. Originally I was gonna post another video that I had, but I checked my next video that I was gonna upload, and that was a Bakugo, um, figure review. I guess you could say figure, but I'm gonna call it a statue. So yeah, but basically because of that, I thought going into New Year's, why not post this video first? Anyways, for the most part, I can say there was massive improvements. Like I usually am not able to draw. Like when I was younger, I did not draw muscle definition correctly at all, to be honest. My characters had like no muscles at all. So, going in, I wanted to draw an older version of Ed from when he grew up within the anime. So like when you get closer to the end of the anime, he kind of has a more mature look, and that's what I was kind of going for. So I ended up skipping out on his actual shirt that he normally wears. There's this black shirt that he wears underneath his red coat, which is, I think it's supposed to be kind of similar to, like, it's supposed to look formal like a uniform, but closer to the end of the anime, he wears stuff like collared shirts, tank tops, and stuff like that. So I kind of just went for a tank top to make him look more mature. I didn't want the kid version of Ed where he's like a teenager and he's less mature. So I think I went for a more mature look. Since I'm older and it's getting to a new year, I thought that would be better. And also, it's better practice because I normally draw muscular characters now, so I'm able to draw him with muscle definition, which is cool because I remember before I drew him with like zero muscle definition when I was like in high school. So yeah, I got into anime pretty late, to be honest. I want to say grade 9 is when I started. The first manga that I had, though, before grade 9, or like closer to grade 8 and grade 9, in the middle, somewhere there, would be Sailor Moon because my dad was I think when he was younger, he read some Sailor Moon comics, so he thought it was a good way to introduce me to it because I showed an interest in manga and anime. But to be honest, watching anime, I only got into it when I was like grade 9, and I'm pretty sure it was roughly the beginning of that year or so. But anyways, it's been a while. And I thought I would just revisit characters that I really liked drawing before. I used to have this sketchbook, like I said before, where I would just draw a whole bunch of Fullmetal Alchemist stuff. To be fairly honest, it got kind of repetitive, and also I kind of lost touch on drawing like the characters just because I think I got too into the anime to the point where I would just keep drawing the characters and stuff like that. Um, but for I don't know, because that was when I was younger, it was harder to like get out of the mode of drawing like just one style and just trying to what is it, improve on said style that you're like practicing. Um if you guys notice, within like a year, I have been drawing My Hero Academia characters, and my improvements for them come like every couple months, which is better. Full Metal Alchemist, it took me so long to like do improvements to the point where I ended up having to stop drawing them because I would just not go and add more details, because I think I wanted to stay true to the references that I saw, but then it was kind of bad because I wasn't forcing myself to do like my own style and improvements on drawings, especially because I'm someone who says that I want to do like realistic proportions with and more detailed hair and faces, with the fact that it's like anime cartoon style. So yeah. But basically, I think over the past years of not drawing any characters from FMA, I really improved. Um, the most difficult thing ever would be the mechanical parts. Just because I do, like I said, I have an Alphonse drawing coming up that I really wanted to do because I was drawing Ed to begin with. And I wanted to draw his brother. However, Alphonse is like a suit of armor, and I feel like that's more difficult, so I don't know how well that one will turn out compared to this one, but so far so good in terms of like improvements. And also I did draw like a rough sketch of Alphonse already, and he does look pretty improved compared to how I drew him before. Yeah. It was kind of hard looking at different references for the armor pieces of his arm. Honestly, for Ed's arm, there was like so many pictures where you didn't see like a certain angle of it. So I tried my best to look at like so many pieces, like different um artworks and references for that. Um yeah, as I said, I went for a tank top for a more mature look, since anyways, I think there is one part in the anime where he does switch to wearing a tank top instead of wearing the jacket. Um, I'm getting distracted because I hear fireworks outside because New Year's. But yeah, but basically, that's basically what I went for. I did add more muscle definition, as I said before. Pretty cool. Um, honestly, looking back at, because I kind of remember how my drawings looked before when I was looking at references and drawing anime characters. Just looking back at that, I think I improved a lot. Also, the type of materials I was using, I would say I wasn't really good with those materials. I used to use pencil crayons a lot when drawing, and to be honest, I never pressed hard enough, or when I would color in, so it would look pretty faded. Looking at like other YouTubers when they actually, like even other artists when they use pencil crayons, they press really hard and they get a clean like coloring. I think I was more better suited for like using touch markers, which I'm using now, just because they you don't need to press too hard to get like a clear result of the colors. Um, but yeah, I used to use Sharpie to outline characters as well, but that's basically where I started outlining characters in terms of like all around them. I decided I changed my mind completely about that, and now I don't outline all of the characters like around it. I only outline certain parts to define certain things, like on the hair and the clothing, like just the way the fabric folds and like certain parts of the body as well, like the collarbone and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm kind of happy I strayed away from doing so much outlining. I know a lot of people do typically do outlining around their characters and it looks super pretty. I think I just wanted to find my own style at this point cuz like I used to do so much outlining and I thought to myself, it's better if I try to find a way to do it without outlining just because, I think it would still look nice. So I ended up not doing outlining around the whole characters. Um, so yeah, definitely for these drawings, the hair is more detailed and there's a lot of shading going on. I remember when I started drawing anime characters, especially for like Ed and stuff like that, I would color them in and I would just use one darker shade pencil crayon to actually do like like shading, and that was it. Now that I've kind of gone more detailed, I ended up doing like 2 or 3 shades for the actual hair. I think that's better. It has more detail and it looks more defined. Um, Sometimes I cringe at the fact that I only use like one single color to actually shade. So yeah, I think I'm improving a lot on the hair. Sometimes I do that for clothing pieces as well, but I hardly do that honestly because sometimes it feels like it's okay if you just shade with one color only. But yeah, I might try adding more different shades to different things. I tried to draw him holding his coat and it's swaying in the wind behind him, but it doesn't look that great to be honest. I just tried my best. But anyways, what happened with this one, my red marker was running out, so I was like rushing to color it in. I ended up using 2 different colors to shade it in so that way it looked a bit more, you know, there was more definition to it. Um I do apologize if the shadows in the video are harsh. I did draw this when it was getting dark outside, so my windows kind of let in the dark light of outside. So yeah, but I've been doing a lot of drawing later at night just because of work and also because my body's been kind of tired. I just want to sleep half of the time. But yeah, but I normally don't nap nowadays, so anyways, a lot of my videos have like these dark shadows and stuff like that. Um, so now I am shading in his coat. Yeah. Honestly, I'm super happy with where I've gotten to when it comes to drawing anime, especially since I normally just use printer paper and drawing. I think adding like certain details that I wanted to add really just changed up how the characters look in my design rather than being one of those people I don't know. It's great when people can replicate something where it kind of looks like a photocopy when you draw because you draw to the exact detail, but at the same time, I feel like artists should explore more in terms of drawing their own styles. So yeah, I used to be one of those people, honestly, when I was like younger, where I would just completely look at a reference and try to draw the exact same thing. There was a couple My Hero Academia ones. I think there was a Denki one where someone was like, "Oh, I think I copied a reference too much," where I was like trying to like draw it, but they were like, "Oh, it looks like you legit just traced over a drawing reference," and I was like, no, I actually just drew it myself. So yeah, but basically I started adding my own details, and I haven't gotten any comments about my artwork looking like I was like just tracing over stuff. Um Sometimes I do cringe at the fact like when I was younger I didn't add that much muscle definition and stuff like that. But I do remember the one thing that I would always add was the collarbone, which I guess is something that I just learned how to draw detail with. But yeah, basically that's it. um I feel so nostalgic with Fullmetal Alchemist. Even though Fullmetal Alchemist is not roughly a newer anime, it's kind of, I don't know, borderline, I want to say mainstream, not completely a classic, but it depends on where that lies with you. But basically for me it's kind of like this old anime because it's the first anime that I watched. There's a lot of older animes where I haven't even watched. I know some people might judge me for that, but I haven't had time. And honestly, My Hero Academia is, I don't know, I'm so invested in like watching it to see character development to the point where sometimes it's all that I talk about with my friends. Genshin Impact is all that I talk about with my friends. It like just keeps going. The other anime that I watch that is really good is Demon Slayer, and to be honest, that one, the art style and the character development and everything for that one is really like high quality. But like in terms of My Hero Academia, even though I really like it, I want to say I hope that people don't get me wrong because I know I show that I love My Hero Academia. Excuse me, I coughed. But basically, I feel like My Hero Academia is kind of a little bit mediocre in terms of like, okay, this is just something that you would be like into watching for fun and when you like want to relieve stress too. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy New Year to everyone. Bye.